In today's video, I have to survive 100 days as a wandering trader. And also, I have 3 objectives. First, get myself some pet llamas. Second, build my very own woodland camp. And finally, defeat the Ender Dragon. Can I survive 100 days as a wandering trader in hardcore Minecraft? Keep watching and find out. So here we go, our journey begins on day 1, and as you can see, we're on top of this mountain. Anyways, I headed down the mountain, and I went to go and get myself some wood. So I punched down this tree with my bare hands, and all I have to do now is to find a bit of stone. And surprisingly, I found some right here, which was amazing. So I quickly made myself a wooden pickaxe, and I gathered some stone. I only wanted a few bits of stone, just enough to make a few stone tools. Hey, look at Apple. Yes, I found my first bits of food. And what I decided to do was to gather a few flowers. Maybe I can trade these with some of the villagers. So I headed out and just look at this terrain. All these mountains look very nice. And then, as I made it up this hill right here, there it was, a village. This was super exciting. So I headed over there and went to go and say hello to all the villagers. I approached this farmer right here and I wanted to see what he traded. Yeah, sadly I didn't have enough materials. Anyways, I found this building right here, so I entered. I could see there were some bookshelves. This was truly amazing. So when the villagers weren't looking, I took some of their bookshelves and also some of their equipment as well. I'm sure they won't mind. So I headed outside and I could see there was some iron on the ground. I suppose there was once an iron golem here before. Oh well. So I gathered some hay around the village and I went to go and trade with some of the villagers, getting myself some emeralds. Okay, I think it's now time we leave the village and head out and explore. So I said my final goodbyes and I headed out. Stumbled across some sugarcane, which was really nice. So I gathered that and I could see it was getting dark really quickly. This was not good. So I had to camp up for the night. So I made a campfire and now we have fire. Anyways, I think it's now time we get a good night's rest. So I went to sleep. So it's the next day, so I packed up my things like my crafting table and bed, said goodbye to the camp, and headed out. And I could see it was a lovely sunny morning, so why not go exploring? So that's what I did. I stumbled across a swamp biome, which was pretty interesting, and then I found a tiger biome. I was super excited, and also found myself some berries. I made sure to collect these because, yeah, I needed food. Hey, and also, why don't we build our camp right here? It looks like a perfect spot. I could see it was getting dark really quickly. But before I go to bed, I wanted to head out and go back to the swamp because I wanted to get myself some slimes. So I headed to the swamp and took out a few slimes. And also, I might as well get myself some string as well. So I fought some spiders and got myself some string. And then I headed home on day 3 and made some leads. So I made some leads and why not go exploring a little bit? I want to see what else I can find. So I head out and wouldn't you look at this view? It looks awesome. On day 4, as I was climbing up this mountain, I heard a strange noise. I was a little confused on what it could be, so I went to go and investigate. Making a way down the mountain and I heard it again. So I turned around and there it was, 2 baby llamas. I couldn't believe it. So I quickly made a way down and I wondered, I couldn't leave them here. I couldn't leave these baby llamas here on their own. They wouldn't survive. So I'd have to take them with me. So that's what I did. So we headed out and we went exploring. Anyways, after a bit of exploring, I stumbled across a second village. As I approached the village, I could see there was hardly nothing around. But I did find this animal pen, so I decided to put my llamas in here for now, so I could go around the village and explore. So I went around trading with some of the villagers, and also taking some of their stuff. Hey, look, a nether portal. And there's also a chest. So I opened it up and found some really good loot. And then, on day 5, I could see there was a villager trying to take my llamas. So I rushed over there the quick as I could. So I grabbed my pet llamas and we headed out. I couldn't believe this. We finally get home on day 6, and don't you guys think it's now time we make a bit of a home? So I get started by removing some of the blocks, like some of the old mossy cobblestone, so I just used some spruce wood and also decided to use some stone. I wanted this place to look rather natural. And finally, there it is. And I have to say, with all that stone and spruce wood, really looks nice. And before you ask about the llamas, I just moved them over here. I thought they'd be safer here. Day 16. Don't you guys think it's now time we go on a bit of a minding trip? I think it is. So I made some pickaxes and I headed to the caves. As I approached the caves, I found some iron, which was very nice. And also I found a mine shaft, which was great. You know what you find in mine shafts? You find mine carts. So I opened up the chest and hey, I found a golden apple. I'll take that. Even better, I found myself a mob spawner. So I opened up a chest and I found a music disc, which was quite nice. After that, I decided to go and find some diamonds. And surprisingly, I actually found some, which was amazing. So I happily collected all those and I went looking for more. And wouldn't you know it, I found some more. As I had all these diamonds, I thought, why not? Let's make a diamond pickaxe so I can actually get some obsidian. So that's what I did. I made a pickaxe and collected a few bits of obsidian for a nether portal and also for the enchantment table. Day 19, I finally arrive home and I make the enchantment table, of course, and also some diamond tools and finally some iron armor, so that I would be very safe from any mobs. And there it is. We now have a full set of iron armor, which is great. And then I noticed that I was getting hungry very quickly. I needed a farm. So what I decided to do was to make myself a potato farm. So I cleared out a bit of space and you guessed it, I used some spruce wood as well. Placing in a few spruce logs, some spruce fences, flatten up all the ground and finally plant in my potatoes. And also, once I was building my potato farm, I thought why not? Let's do a bit of decorating. So I added a few new paths around and also some new lamps. And I have to say, this place is getting along very well. And to round up the day, I decided to do a bit of fishing, you know. I like to do fishing time to time. Day 22, I made some carpets, and what I decided to do was to go and change the llama's colour. So for the white llama, I went with a red and yellowy type, and for the brown llama, I went with a yellowy gold. And yeah, that definitely looks a lot better. I think it's now time we go on an adventure. So I grabbed my llamas and we headed out. So we headed out into the unknown and we went exploring. And then the next day I was traveling and as I turned around, I couldn't believe my very own eyes. I could see the village has been destroyed. So I approached the village and I could see it has been set on fire. So I went around the village to see if there was any survivors. And sadly, there wasn't. Anyways, I have to continue exploring. So I head out and I stumble across some llamas. Yeah, this was a bad idea. I should have never approached these llamas. In seconds, I was swarmed by loads of llamas. Just look how many there is. There's so many. Anyways, we lost all the llamas. And after a bit of exploring, I could see off in the distance there was a building. I was a little confused, so I went to go and investigate. And I could see it was a pillager outpost. Great. Whoever lived here had a pet horse, and also they had a enchantment table as well. Hey, wait, is that diamond armor? It is. Who leaves diamond armor like this? Well, don't mind if I take this. I'm sure this will be worth a few emeralds. So I gathered all the diamond armor, and I also found myself a diamond block. So I collected that as well. And then I was ambushed by pillagers. This was not good. So I had to defend myself. I got my shield and sword and I started attacking the villagers, taking each pillager out one by one. They must be guarding something, surely. Wait, what? A dragon egg? There's no way. This would be worth a fortune. I would get myself so many emeralds. So I quickly gathered up the ender egg and I couldn't believe it. This thing would be worth so many emeralds. But I couldn't stay here too long, just in case the pillagers came back. So I made a run for it, back to my llamas, and then we headed out and we continue exploring. And the next day, as I turned this corner right here, I could see there was a woodland mansion, but this was no normal woodland mansion. Oh no. As I approached the woodland mansion, I could see it has been destroyed. Someone or something has set this on fire. So I went to go and investigate. I entered the woodland mansion and yeah, this place was destroyed. So I went to go and investigate and see if I could find anything useful. So I made a way up to the top of the woodland mansion and I found this room. It's sad to see it like this, all burnt down. I wonder who could have done this. Anyways, that was it really. So I headed back down to my llamas and we continue exploring. And then, on day 38, I stumbled across a new village. I was super excited, so I headed over there. And as I approached this village, something didn't feel right. And I was right. This was no normal village. Like, just look. They have their own villager farm right here. And also all these buildings. So I went around investigating. And then as I turned around, I could see there was a villager. So I went to go and say hi. So I approached the villager and he could see that I had all this diamond armor, this diamond block, and also this dragon egg. And he offered to trade it with me for some emeralds. So I happily accepted that offer. So I gave him the diamond armor, diamond block, and also the dragon egg. And he told me that all the emeralds were in his house. This was great. I'm guessing this is his house? We enter and find out. Okay, there's a chest. There's a few animals. I'm gonna open up a chest and see. So I opened up the chest and I couldn't believe my very own eyes. There it was, all these emeralds. This was truly amazing. So I left the house and I could see it was getting dark very quickly. So I had to go home. So I went back to my llamas and before I left, the villager told me he wondered where I got all this loot from. And I told him I found it at a pillager outpost not too far away from here. And then he had this evil look in his eye. I wonder why. Anyways, I headed out of there and on my way home I stumbled across a ruinous nether portal with some nice loot. And also I decided to get some obsidian. Finally, we arrive home. Wow, what an adventure that was. Don't you guys think it's now time we make a nether portal? I think it is. So I placed in all the obsidian and lit it up. And there it is, the nether portal. So what am I waiting for? I headed through and got through to the other side. As I got through to the other side, there wasn't much really, but there was a bastion, which was nice. So I happily headed over there and went to go and loot up the bastion, finding myself some really nice stuff. But that's not all. Oh no, I went around the bastion once again and found some other loot. This time, finding a mending pickaxe, which was incredible. But our journey isn't over just yet. Oh no, I wanted to go and find a nether fortress, and luckily, after a bit of time, I found one. So I took down the blazes and collected some blaze rods. Hey, and I also found myself some diamonds, which was nice. Alright, before we get home, I wanted to go to the warped forest and collect some ender pearls. So that's what I did. I went around taking down all the endermen. And now finally, we can go home. I get home and I'll make some brewing stands. And of course, we need a place to make these potions. So I cleared out a bit of space and I thought this looks like a perfect spot. Fearless!